Do you want me to share my screen?
No. I will ask you to share your screen when I will be needed.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start now. And just put your concentration on my screen. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So we are starting with the triggers now. And
Okay.
so trigger, if somebody will ask you what is the trigger, then you have to tell them trigger is a custom logic which helps us to perform some action or sometimes to restrict some action to be performed. Now, understand. Basically, whatever the line of code we write, our logic, which we are making, we are designing, our thinking, which we as a human is thinking to perform on a machine, and we convert into a language which is understandable by the our platform. Like here we have Apex, and in the Apex we have trigger. So when we
Mm-hmm.
write our the let's say if I today is 29 of June, so I need to perform some action. So this I will be writing in form of the Apex language. So that's a custom logic. So trigger is a custom logic which helps us to perform some action or sometimes to restrict some action to be performed. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Now we have two types of triggers. One is before, after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is all theory, so you have to understand the theoretical first, and then we will go for the our practical sessions. I will explain you what is before trigger and what is after trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Events in triggers we have. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so two type of trigger, before and after, and events we have is insert, update, delete, and undelete. Okay,
Okay.
now DML. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
DML operations.
What is after and delete?
I'm sorry.
What is after and delete?
Okay, after undelete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, let's understand. When you are inserting some new data record
Mm-hmm.
into Salesforce, is an insert. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so the insert is clear to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, now update. When you are updating the records in Salesforce, updating is clear to you. Update.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now delete. When you are deleting the records from Salesforce. Delete is clear.
It's clear.
Okay, now undelete. When you are recovering, fetching records deleted,
Mm-hmm.
undelete. So when you have deleted your the records, and then you are fetching the records back, or you are trying to recover your data, like we do have the in our Salesforce, our Salesforce recycle bin can hold or store the data for 15 days. Okay, so when you have deleted the data, so you want to restore the data, you want to recover the data from the recycle bin, so that is undelete.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, now I will explain you the what is the type of triggers and what is the meaning of the before trigger and after trigger. Till here everything is clear.
Yes.
Okay, see, technically definition I will explain you, and but before that it is very important to understand what is before and what is after trigger.
Mm-hmm.
If you are making some changes on a record, and you want to see the some changes based on the changes what you are making in your record, so the changes you want to see on a same record, in that case, in a layman English, understand it's a before trigger. For example, let's say there's a record one, you made some changes on record one. Now, due to this change on record one, the changes by your trigger on appears on record 1, then it's a
Mhm.
before trigger.
Okay.
Any confusion in this? No?
No.
No? Okay. I'm telling you because this thing is very, that most of the people have a confusion in this. So what is
So
before?
basically, before that means before you do any actions and before you have an ID, right?
Yes, obviously. We see, we will be performing any of the action only when we have the records,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So definition of the before trigger is, now I'm telling you the definition, technical definition of the before trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Now after trigger. Now let's say you have the record one on object A, and on the record one of the object A you are making some changes. Now after the changes, based on your changes, the you want to see your trigger should make change on object B record 2. Getting my point?
Record one on object A, object. No.
Okay, let me tell you. Let's say you are making a change in a record of an object
Mm-hmm.
uh, known as account. Based on your changes, because that will be, the condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to see changes on related contact of that account.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be after trigger.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any confusion?
No, I think once we start doing exercise, it will be more clear.
Yes. But understand the theory as well, because
Mm-hmm.
this is very important. And as
So
I'm, yeah.
yeah, so here basically you're saying um, record one on object A,
Mhm.
object B. So basically you're saying we're updating record one on record one becomes available on object A, but on object B, record two already exists, right?
No. Okay, let's say, okay, you know that there is a relationship between the contact object and the account object, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's say we are making some changes on accounts record. Okay, and we made some changes on the accounts record. Our trigger
Yeah.
will get fired, and this will make changes into context record related to account. Let's say we have an account named Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we are making some changes in the account. For
Okay.
example, now this will make our trigger to fire because the condition get satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Or understand this way that we have the the record on account with Angel, and Angel mail we made some changes on the Angel record, and you have the Angel ordered the trigger to get fire and take some action
Mm-hmm.
on related contexts. Now Angel have the four related contexts. So on the based on the condition on the the four contexts will be changed, will be updated by the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now just just have a look on the topics which we have discussed, and then we will go further. If you have any doubt, then we will discuss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's clear.
Okay. So the definition of this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any doubt?
No.
Okay. Now syntax of trigger. Syntax is trigger, then name of trigger. Now trigger you will write as it is. Now name of trigger, you will give the name of the trigger. Then you will write on as it is, and then the S object. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now event. Now you will decide that what will be the event, and here will be your logic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you
So
always add before and after together?
no, we will decide
Mm-hmm.
the which event we want to see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This I will explain you more when I will be going into practical sessions. Right now, just I'm telling you the syntax. So trigger you will write as it is. You will give the
Mm-hmm.
name of the trigger. That could be the anything, like even the we can say engine. On we will write as it is, and we will give the S object name. S object can be the any of the object of your Salesforce, standard
Mm-hmm.
or custom.
Okay.
Now you will decide that okay, which type of the trigger you want it before and any of the event or after any of the event. Then
Mm-hmm.
your logic, okay, using the if else statement, okay.
Yep.
Now variables and data type. So we have primitive, as object, collection. Before this, what is variable? Any idea about it?
Variable like variable A, variable B.
Yes. So you are giving a you're making a type of the variable to store the data
Mm-hmm.
for temporary basis of a similar type, right?
Okay.
Let's say if you have created an integer type of variable, so integer type of variable will store an integer type value only. If you have created a decimal type of the variable, it will store a decimal type of the variable only.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have
Mm-hmm.
these are our data types. So the first is primitive, and in this the first one is integer, decimal, string, boolean, date, and date time. Now integer is anything from 0 to 9, okay, can store
Mm-hmm.
anything, and it it can be the combination of the multiple integers like 000, 011, 344, 567, anything.
Mm-hmm.
And in a decimal we have this dot operator, decimal operator, which will helps us to make our value in decimal form. Let's say 32.09,
Mm-hmm.
okay, 456.90, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're saying the integer for primitive type, so we are storing the integer type of value. Now, with the help of this primitive data type, we can create our variables. Okay. Now,
Okay.
a string, anything which whatever we will write within this, let's say angel is a string.
Mm-hmm.
Boolean will return value either as true or false. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Date. So date will be your today's date. Date time as, for example, today's date. But date time is date with your time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now understand the variables. Variables we have which can store a value for temporary basis for a time being. Okay. Because either
Okay.
we have to we have to save it into our system, or based on the the value we have to perform some action. So till the time the that particular transaction is going on, the variable will be helping us to store or to capture the value. Now data type we have is of primitive, as object, and the collection. So in primitive we have seen, we have integer, decimal, string, boolean, date, date time. Okay. Now as object, any standard or custom Salesforce object.
Mm-hmm.
Collection. In collection we have list, set, and map. Now
Okay.
let's understand list first. So list can store the heterogeneous or homogeneous form of the data. Means the similar kind of data or a different type of data as well we can store in a list. Means an
Mm-hmm.
integer kind of the it's integer kind of the value can also store. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What does it heterogeneous and homogeneous mean? It's like duplicates?
No, this means that, let's say, you remember the concept of the array.
Which array? No.
Okay, let me remember. So take it as a take it as an example of list is you have a basket. Okay. Now you are going for the shopping, a grocery shopping. So you will be in the one basket. You will be made taking all, or you can putting all the eatable items. Okay. And in the another basket you will be taking all the uh, the items which are non-eatable.
Mm-hmm.
It can be the kind of I mean I can say any of the for example you can say sanitizer, for example mask, gloves. Okay. Now in the, if you now consider the list as a where you can store the eatable items as well and the non-eatable items as well in a single bucket. So
Okay.
heterogeneous or homogeneous means that similar kind of data or different form of data as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So homo means your similar type of data. Hetero
Mm-hmm.
means different type of data.
Okay.
Okay. Now in list, every element will have index. Now what does it mean? It means that every element will be stored at a particular address. Like you also have a house number. So anyone who will come as a guest will identify you by your house number, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here as well, every element we will store in a list will be identified with a index.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
First element will always be on 0 index. That means the index of a list starts from 0. Okay. Now, duplicate elements can be stored in a list.
Mm-hmm.
Means, let's say the one data has been stored into your list. Now,
Okay.
in list, it is possible to store the same data again. So that will be the duplicate, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so till here it is clear to you. Now we have some important functions which we have to remember while working on a collection, any form of the collection, be like list, set, or map. So add. Whenever you will add any of the elements in a list, so you will use add function. That means if you want to store some data inside the list, so you will use the add function. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if you want to add the element at a particular index, now,
What do you mean add as a particular index?
okay, by default, the first element starts at index 0.
Yes.
So next element will come at index 1,
Mm-hmm.
and again the next element will come at index 2.
Yeah. So basically, you're changing the index number.
No, I'm not changing. I'm saying that I'm not changing the index number. I'm saying
Mm.
that the element is coming. Okay. Take an example. You are standing in a queue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you are the first person to stand in a queue. So you will be at position 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The another person will come at the after you will be at position number 2,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Now after that, let's say another person is coming, so that will be at position number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So this way, the everyone who will be coming after you will be holding a different position.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
So same way, you are adding an element, and when you are adding the element,
Mm-hmm.
so in that case, the index will also increase. And here, the by default, the first index is 0. So the index will definitely will get increased. If the first element is at 0, then the another element will be at 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, right?
So when you do for its set, you're setting it at a different index?
Yes. So when I want to forcefully insert at some particular index, okay?
Yeah.
So index and element,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I want to remove all elements from the list, then I will be using clear,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Okay.
Then if I want to get the element from the index, let's say I want to get the element at which is present at index number 2, so I will be putting my 2 there, get 2,
Mm.
okay?
So clear, you're clearing it?
Clear means that to to clean all the I mean complete list,
Okay.
okay? Now contains,
Mm-hmm.
so you will give here the element, and if that element is present, then contains will return true, else false.
Mm.
So you're checking that whether my in my this list have this particular element or not.
Okay.
Okay. Now to find the index of any element in a list, then we use index of.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To check the size of the list, we use size operator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So this way we have the other functions as well. So when the either you can read it from Google, or as we will start our the practical session, the as we will be in need of the functions, we will understand the other functions as well.
Okay.
Now list is clear.
Yes.
Okay. Now you're feeling that the programming is easy, not
Yeah,
difficult.
you're so good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So set. So set is a different form of the collection.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why it is different form of collection? Here,
Because
the
yeah.
element do not have index. In list, we used to have the index for every element, but in the set we don't have.
Okay.
Okay, and the benefit is that set do not allow us to store a duplicate value.
Okay.
Okay, Functions will be almost same, like add to add the element in a set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Contains to check the whether the element is present in a set or not. So it will return true if we have the element. Size to check the size of the set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, one thing I forgot, when you will be creating a list, okay, so that this is the syntax of creating list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
any doubt in this?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, this way you can create set. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
any doubt?
No, it's clear.
Okay, now how you will be using the functions? So add, I want to add the 12 in my list, so I'm adding it. Okay, so this way we use the function.
Mm-hmm.
In a set, same way.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
any doubt?
No, it's clear.
Okay, now we have map. Map is a third type of the collection, and map is a combination of key and value. Now, I will explain you what. So when you create a map, this is the particular syntax of the map. Now understand the map, and I will explain you in the map in our coming days as well. So now understand the map. Let's say in a US, we have SSN number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So by the SSN number, any person living in the US country will be identified,
Mm-hmm.
be it a citizen or any person who is on a working visa or a student. So the key will be SSN and value will be person details. Another example,
Mm-hmm.
when you were a student in your school or college, you you used to have your roll number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
So by the roll number, a student can be identified, and that means that the value will contain all the details of the student, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any doubt in this?
No.
Okay. Now we have here put function to put the value into map, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So same way when you, I mean, like you were, the inserting a data into list or a set
Mm-hmm.
by using add. Here we use put.
Okay.
Now, okay. So let's understand the one example of using put. For example, I have created I'm giving the key here
Mm-hmm.
and then Angel. So key is
Okay.
one, value is Angel. Okay.
Okay.
Now there's a function called clear. So clear will be to remove all the key value from the map. Get SOP type. So by this you can find out which object data we have inside map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm, map on, feature. This will returns you or this will provides you all the keys present in a map.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Values will gives you all the value present in a map, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me know if any doubt we have till here.
You're going to email me this, right?
I'm sorry.
You are going to email me this, right?
I'm going to.
Email me this
Yes, yes,
document.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. The purpose
Okay.
of the I am drafting is because I want that your full concentration to be on understanding the concept.
Yeah, that's clear.
So let me know if we have any doubt in this.
No, I think once we start exercises, it will be more clear.
Yes, yes, yes. Just a moment.